How's it going, guys? It's Antex. Welcome to Drama Alert episode 4. Today we're going to be discussing a good amount of things. One of them has to do with gear, one of my favorite subjects, which has come to an end. Yep, gear has officially ended, and it pretty much ended as soon as Joy left, to be honest, but that's besides the point. Prototype. But the team ended, and how it ended was Lint, or LNNT, one of their main GFX, whatever. He quit the Skate 3 community. He's not going to be doing GFX for any Skate 3 teams anymore. Sora left gear, from what I've heard. Rusher left gear, which Rusher is pretty inactive. Gear has like literally 0 players, so it ended. And so Shiny ended it and joined L8. And so he's going to be editing for L8 now, and you know what, good for him. I'm not a fan of his edits. He's not bad, I'm just saying his edits are boring in my opinion. But he ended Gear, and Gear's not going to be a thing anymore, but it lasted while it lasted, I guess. It would have been a very successful team would have Skater have not kicked or ended the competitive division when it started, because if you didn't know, everybody who was like really good at comp, well, most of them are in underclass right now, they all joined Gear, and he ended the competitive division, and underclass came back because of Jake. So next is Prototype is back in age, even though he was blacklisted, but he's back in age. He was blacklisted for a while, but he's back in, and I'm glad to have him back in because he's a great trick liner, and he's a good friend of mine, and I'm glad to have him back in. I didn't want him to be blacklisted. I'm glad he's back in age for trick lining. CJ let him back in, even though he blacklisted him, but CJ was nice enough to let him back in, because Prototype is a good guy, and he's a good trick liner, and he's a good friend of mine, so, like I said, but he's back. But on to the next subject. A good amount of people in age left for Rise. Now, I don't know all the people, but the main people were Joy, Trix, Blaze, Define, DAWW, I think. All them dudes, but all the people who joined from Gear pretty much just went straight to Rise. But I don't care that all Blaze and Define and DAWW and It's Good Cause all went to Rise. But I care more for Joy and why he joined. Joy said he joined for, I think, the money and the exposure. And don't quote me on that, but he joined for the money and exposure. So I think that's kind of dumb to join a team just for that. I mean, he didn't say for fun, he just said for money and exposure. And that's pretty dumb, if you ask me, because that's basically saying you aren't doing it for fun, you're just doing it for exposure. And that's pretty sad if you ask me. I mean, I do this for fun. I think it's really fun to do, and just to gossip about things and have people listen to it. It's fun. I don't do it for subscriptions or money. So that's kind of funny that he would just leave us. But it's what he wants to do, not what we want him to do. But I'm just going to say this to you guys who are trying to get into Rise for exposure or money. I'm telling you this now. It's not worth it. If you want to play Skate 3 for fun and you just play for fun overall, do not join Rise. It's not worth it. I'd say make your own team, join another team. I'm not saying age or any of that. I'm just saying make your own team or join some other people's team. Because if you're playing Skate 3 for fun, Rise is not the way to go. Because Rise is just meant for exposure. From what I've heard, this is just a rumor. This is just me talking. I hear there's a lot of trash talking going in there between members. But just about every team has that. But, it's not worth it. If you're just doing it for fun, then join another team. And whatever. So, if you aren't doing it for fun, don't do it at all, guys. I'm just saying. But that'll be the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I have to keep these videos short because I don't like rendering and uploading for a long time. But see y'all later and goodbye.